Everyone, welcome back. It's Shelby. I don't have an intro, so we'll go straight into the video. This is an actual vintage 1940s dress that I got to wear for the Hangar Dance. Super cute, really comfortable, fit really well. I was actually majorly excited for it. Since I was running late, I'm already in the car. This is what my makeup is looking like for the evening, kind of a retro glam look. Pulling up to the event at sundown because our GPS betrayed us and we were majorly lost for like half an hour. It took us to a whole other airport and airport hangars, but we did find it and made it just in time. Look, there's an actual plane. That's so cool. So they actually had a few really cool planes and cars from the era setting out. This one was definitely meant to be the biggest one, kind of like the showstopper one. It was really cool. I think they said it was designed for 7 or 11 people. I'm not sure which. Either way, it was like way too tiny inside for that many. But you can see off the back, that's like where the little gunner came out. There was like ones on the sides, one up above, one down below, and then the 2 pilots. It was really kind of cool. We spent a little bit of time exploring the plane. We got to go up inside just to peek in, but in the back where the bombs are, and then where the gunners go, and then up by the cockpit. I'll show you that later. But first off, we had to take pictures with it. This is me posing in my adorable dress next to the propeller, and then just another, I guess, hand position because it didn't really move. So this is the outside front of the plane, just kind of a close-up of the engine and all the little rivets holding the metal together. It was very interesting. Like, it's very different than a plane of today. This is kind of up inside. Those are bombs. Those are wires. Oh, that is a bomb. That's interesting. It's not quite as roomy in here as I kind of thought it would be. Up the ladder into the main part of the plane. Believe it or not, this actually looks a lot bigger on camera than it was in real life. Wow. This is so cool. Oh, that's the cabin. And that's, I'm guessing, where the little gunner sat. This is a bit claustrophobic.
GID, guy in back.
Wow. So this airplane is named the Miss Mitchell, kind of like you would name a boat. I'm used to like the pilot sitting up front, but that's a little seat for the gunner, and then up to the upper right, that's where the pilots sit. Also, I didn't realize, but where we drove in was where actual planes go. I mean, I knew it was an airport, but I was surprised to see that. With the sun setting, it's almost time to get the dancing started. That's the venue. This is just a front view of the plane. Doesn't it kind of look like an angry mosquito? A little bit, like a big deadly one? Totally. Feeling my look, so you definitely have to get a shot of me walking. And just some final shots of the plane. I don't know why, but I thought this thing was so cool. I did get to go up inside the back, which I'll show you in a sec. Talk about claustrophobic. Oh my gosh. So this is going up the ladder here, and the 2 guns on the side. And I don't know why, because of course it would be manual sighting. It's World War II. But I was just like floored when I saw that manual sighting on that gun. I mean, you're in an airplane jostling around and you're shooting through crosshairs. That's crazy to me. Just like absolutely nuts. And you can't have a plane without a flight attendant, and this is a fabulous Pan Am outfit. Up next is one of the Jeeps, and oh my goodness, looking at this dash compared to my car looks like the cockpit of an airplane. Like, it's definitely, cars have changed a little bit. Moving into the hangar, there are mounted wings up on the ceiling with the original paintings. Some of them even had bullet holes in them, so that's kind of crazy to see. But I'll zoom in on one in a second. There it is. You can see the bullet holes, and just below that, that's where the band's set up. Towards the back of the hangar were these museum-type displays. They had mannequins with actual clothing of, you know, the World War II era. They had the gear that the soldiers would have used. They had cases for the men and women, and then some pictures of, you know, people of that era and the people who served, and some information on those people and their lives. And that was really cool to see and just kind of read about and learn a little bit of that time period. Being in the space was really cool and a really great way to kind of get that. This is the first flight simulator, and behind it is kind of a cool mural up on the wall. This display I thought was really interesting. This is sweetheart jewelry and sweetheart pillows, I think it said. This one was dedicated to a mother though, so, you know, take the name with a grain of salt. But yeah, it's just different pieces of jewelry. There's the plaque kind of explaining, you know, what it is and the tradition behind it. So there were about 4 of these cases. This one talked more about like the rationing and the war effort as far as food and what big support the people had back home as far as changing their daily lives in order to further the war effort. But for as small as they were, the displays were really well put together. They had pictures, they had informational blocks, they had models, flags, actual things from the time period. This is the flight trainer I showed you earlier. We're going to peek inside. It is even smaller than it looks. I mean, this is crazy. Inside is about the size of my nightstand, so first of all, I wouldn't go in there. And second of all, this was like state-of-the-art technology at one point. So I was actually on the dance floor dancing for most of the time, which is why I don't have footage of that. And for the demonstration, I'm sorry I missed it. My phone was in my purse. It didn't even occur to me to stop watching and go get it to film it. So that's totally my fault. Sorry about that. This is the very end of the costume contest when I was like, oh my God, I need to get my phone and film this. But yeah, he was basically a vintage Santa. So the dancing went on until midnight. We stayed to the very end. Most people started peeling off between 11 and midnight. So after a night of dancing, this is kind of how everything held up. My dress is so cool. I love that. There's the cat. But my hair held up really well, actually. So did my makeup. So pretty impressed with that. I also have like so much hairspray in here. It's ridiculous. Like my bangs don't even really move. That's awesome. Hey guys, so that was my very first hangar dance. It was so cool. It was in an airplane hangar, which you could probably tell from the name, but it was great. I apologize in advance if I ramble a little bit. It's after midnight and I'm so tired, but it was so much fun. I love my dress. It was like super perfect for it. And my hair did not turn out the way I wanted it to. It was supposed to be like these really cool like curls. And I took them out of the curlers and I had like little pig curls up here and like lion's mane, straight, frizzy, and I was already running late because I've been running late all week. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, I need something I can do really fast. So I did those 2 braids I showed you in the earlier video and just pinned them up. It takes 3 seconds and it worked really cool. And I got a lot of compliments on my hair tonight, so it was great. And then I just like sprayed it down like it's life dependent on it, so that it wouldn't move, and it turned out really well. My makeup stayed in place, which is great. I have my Besame lipstick on, which I love, the Red Hot Red one, so it's not like actually from the 40s, but it's reproduction lipstick. If you guys haven't tried that cosmetics line, it's awesome. It's totally cool. But the airplanes were really cool, and they revved up the big bomber. We did get to look inside of it. Oh my god, is that tiny and claustrophobic? Like, so tiny. And then when they revved it up, they had 2 people in there, and I was just like, I don't know how they fit. But it was so cool, and we got to pose with them, the planes, and they had like professional photographers there, so I'll be able to pull the pictures for that. So that was really cool. And like I said, I love my dress. This is like actually a vintage dress. I got it today. So that was just like, it was really cool. It just kind of like, it feels, it's a different feeling, like wearing a vintage dress. I've only worn like retro clothes where it's like, you know, kind of like the pinup dresses that are not from the time area. They're just like inspired by it. And I love those, but there's something very different about wearing, you know, a dress that's like 70 years old and still actually really cute. Like, this is adorable. It's got shoulder pads, which is weird for me. I've never worn those before, but it's like, it's also like a very different feeling. It's a very cool feeling. But I will probably try to find a place to wear this again because I really liked it. But yeah, it was definitely awesome. They do it twice a year. The next one is coming up, I think they said next June. So the start of summer and the very end of summer. They kept saying like spring and fall. We're like 2 days into fall, and June 5th is not spring as far as I'm concerned. So it's really like the beginning of the summer and the end of summer. But it's so much fun. It was relatively cheap to go. The hangar itself was so cool. I don't know if I've mentioned that because, like I said, I'm tired. They had it decorated with like a World War II area stuff. It's in the video. You probably saw it. And also wings of the airplane that like had the original paintings on them, so that was really cool. And then just kind of like the whole vibe of the evening was awesome. Lots of dancing. Oh my god, so much dancing. It was so much fun. So much fun. And it was all like a live big band, which was really cool. And then they had like 2 or 3 recorded songs. So like they did the Andrews Sisters, you know, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B. I don't know if there's a shorter name for that song, but that one was like their voices. So that was cool. But yeah, I'm going to get changed because I'm exhausted and I need to go to bed. But yeah, so that was the Hangar Dance. If you guys are interested in going, I'll put the link to the website down below along with my socials. You guys should check it out for next time, and I'll see you there. Bye.